So Nate was so kind, and he gave us a whole tray of baked beans.
Yeah.
I get home, Mr. K.
Mr. K went crazy.
And I told one of our family members, bring some to work because we're not going to eat all those. Mr. K gave me the dirtiest look. He said, who? I said, we not going to eat all these. He said, I am.
A whole tray.
No, I'm telling you,
2 gallons. 2 gallons.
Like, it took, 2 lines worth of people to get all those the baked potatoes.
Over 79 people. Over 79 people.
I was like,
Mr. K said.
Mr. K said,
Welcome back to the TC Students Unfiltered podcast.
Yay.
We're so excited. This is episode 3, y'all.
Yes,
This is excited.
3.
3 weeks in a row.
Yes, we're doing good, guys.
We're doing good. I am Nate, and I get the honor to be the students director here at Transformation Church, and I am here with
Alexandria
and Aviana.
And we got my boy Kian in the back.
What's up?
Yeah, Kian, say what's up.
What's up?
Do you have the mic on?
Yeah, right here.
Oh,
He was
okay.
ahead of you.
Oh, he was ahead.
yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at you, Kian. Mr. Ahead? Yeah. I don't know. No, but we're so grateful. I'm so grateful that we're back. We're back here on the podcast Unfiltered. It's really been unfiltered. I think
No, it
honestly,
has. Since
this
week
is
one.
Since week 1.
Oh yeah. We had to cut some things out of week 1, so we wouldn't get canceled. But good. Nothing crazy. Nothing too
Nothing
crazy.
crazy,
Just some. Yeah, we won't even bring it up. But honestly, I've been very proud of y'all, and
thanks.
I've been very surprised because this has been going very well. I mean, honestly, I didn't know if the conversations were going to be like weird, awkward. We'd have to get in it, but it's like. This is just natural, and it's just been nonstop, good times, legit conversations, and it's been fun so far. And it's only week 3, so
I know.
this is wild. Episode
I
3.
see good things ahead.
Yes,
Oh,
for sure.
Okay. You see
sure.
good things. Yeah.
I see. I vision
Prophesy.
them.
No, wait. We aren't speaking heresy. Sorry. That's a different thing for another time. But let's talk about last night. Students. We had 79 students again.
Yes.
Like,
and
this
half
is
of them were
wild.
sick. People are sick.
Oh,
so
there's-
imagine when they come back.
Imagine if everybody's feeling better.
This is wild.
Yeah.
This is
It
insane.
actually makes me happy that we have to bring more chairs out.
Come on.
Oh yeah,
Like-
that makes me like.
When I seen the different
makes my
color
heart
chairs,
happy.
I was like, okay.
And we had to
okay.
order 20 more of the foldable
That
chairs,
is
so we
so
ordered
Really?
20 more. They were supposed to be delivered today, but I didn't see them. but yeah, no. So there's gonna be like 90. What's 48 times 2? 92? Is that
48
times 2? That's 92, right? 82?
No, that's
Nah, 92.
That's 90. That's
96.
96.
96. Yeah, I've been out of school for a little bit.
Oh,
Sorry.
quite a
Yeah,
while, as you can tell.
That's the math ain't mathing right now. That's 96. Kia said 82, bro. That's wild. We could have just did 75 times plus 21 because we ordered 21 more chairs.
Oh.
But yeah, so last night it was good. It
was great.
Really good. The small groups are really good.
Y'all small group was good. Okay.
Yeah,
Our small group.
you always talk about
Ours was good.
Okay.
Ours was better than I lead the 11th and 12th grade guys small
Yeah.
group. You're in the 11th and 12th grade girls small group, and you're in the 9th and 10th grade girls.
Yeah.
So ours last night was better than what it has been.
Okay.
So
that's good.
so
Good.
it's ebbs and flows,
Yeah.
ups and downs,
Yeah.
But yeah. So y'all had a good good
We
small
always.
group.
They have to cut us off because we
Yes.
always go over.
Oh yeah, I
always
texted
go
Leah.
overtime.
It was 7:58. I said
It is
we
just
are
so
waiting
good.
for y'all
It's
to
just
eat
so
and to
good.
go to the cake and it was like. So I was
But
like,
those
hey,
moments, I would rather
Yeah.
be in the, because it's just like people open up, like connections are made, people are able to be freely in there. So I'd rather that
Yeah.
than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
But it was great. It's always great.
Caius gave the Devo. That's
Okay, he
Kian's
actually
brother.
did
Yes.
so
Caius
good.
killed it. Caius
he
killed
did
it.
so
Because
good.
he's done it before, and it was really good that time. But it was
Both
like
of our
good this time.
Lexi and Caius have both grown from
Yeah,
the first
absolutely.
time, and it's just every time I was like, ooh, let me write that down.
But you should have seen that like the very first time Lexi I did, because she did I think like a year ago, or like
Yeah,
it was
last
quite a
year.
few months
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, last year.
And like she was like not, she was like a nervous, of course, because like that's the first time that she's done it. But like whenever she did it last week, it was so much
so
growth.
good, yeah.
And like from whenever she did it last year.
I'm so proud of them. I want to be like them when I grow up.
Me too. I want to be like this.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was
that's
so
cool.
It was really good. Like he was hitting it to the point,
Yeah.
and he was making it where kids our age could understand.
Yeah.
Nobody was sitting there like, huh?
Uh-huh.
Everybody got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yo,
Arguing with your parents.
Yo, I was
Everybody
just
got
about to
it.
say that. I said, oh! I like went back in my chair. I was.
I was like, oh. And then, I mean, the little kid next
Yeah.
to me.
Was it or yeah?
I didn't want to just drop his name.
Oh yeah. Bleep that out. Yeah, we can't just drop.
But the kid that
drop
was sitting next to
names.
me was like, "Yep, that's me."
I love him so much.
You be disrespecting
I
his
like.
parents.
Okay,
That's
I
crazy.
never argue with my parents, but I know people who do. So I put those people in mind. I don't. Me and my mom.
I wouldn't dare argue with your mom.
I wouldn't either, because there's literally no point in it, because she's just gonna like
Yeah, I
she's gonna
wouldn't
pull
dare.
something out, like
I wouldn't.
out of her butt. She's gonna pull something out of her butt, like it's literally gonna be the most like I can't say anything to that, and I'm like, ugh. And because sometimes I'll be like, okay, mom, only reason I tell you some of this stuff is because like I picture you as my best friend in my head. And she's like, I'm not your best friend, and she's like, I'm not your friend, and I'm like, I know, mom, but if I want it, like if you want me to be able to tell you like
Yeah.
stuff, then like I need to picture you as my best friend in my head,
Yeah.
okay? And she's like, okay, but don't do it. Don't be too comfortable about it. Yes,
That's
yes,
good.
you do.
That's-
she's like,
that's
don't be too comfortable.
good.
I'm like, I won't. But like, if
That's
I
good.
just think of you as my mom, then I'll be like, oh.
Yeah.
No, that's good
Yeah.
because one of the kids in our small group was like, we were talking about, so what we talked about was, does our life look like heaven or earth?
Mm-hmm.
And are we waiting, like, do we want the immediate rather than the eternal, right? And so one of the students was like, yeah, my dad forces me to read the Bible every day. And one of the kids was like, I was like, oh, that's good. And then one kid, that's good? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, they're not meant to be your friends.
Yeah,
they're meant to be your
right,
parent.
yeah,
And I told the
yeah.
kids, I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be your friend. I'm here to help you spiritually guide you in the way you need to go.
Yeah.
And like, you can come to me and you can be comfortable, but it's like, I'm going to tell you the truth and I'm not going to water it down. But y'all keep coming back. Y'all love me.
exactly.
Y'all, it's like, there's a reason why y'all
Yeah.
need this in your stage of life. And so it's important because y'all have friends, but you need a parent. You need you need someone to guide you. So yeah, no, your mom's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
I love her. She's like,
I love her too.
I'm a good kid. So like, there's never.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. What do y'all think out there? What do y'all think? You think Aviana
I'm a good kid?
y'all think Aviana's a good kid? Hey, we'll talk about that. What we're like at church and what we're like at home or in
yes,
school.
good.
That'll
That's
be
good.
it.
Yes, that is
That's
good.
what we'll talk about in a second. But yeah.
Okay,
But-
but like, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that. Relate back to his question. Caius did really good last night. The Devo was really good, and I feel like it was a very important topic.
Absolutely.
Good. And then I don't know if you're allowed to like tell us, but who comes up with the questions during small groups?
So we use it's called Youth Pastor Co. So they kind of give us, because it's just me and I'm doing all these certain things, I don't have a staff. So to make it easier from the day-to-day things, we use Youth Pastor Co. Shout out Youth Pastor Co. If you're a student director or whatever watching this, student or whatever, phenomenal resource. And we actually equip other people with some of the things that they give us. But it gives us questions and, gives us Devo topics. So that welcome home, all the videos and stuff, they make that because I don't have a digital director. I don't have, someone that can put their time in. Now, big churches and big organizations have stuff like that,
Yeah.
but we don't. At some point in one day, we will. But I don't have that now. So it's a very good resource, and we have the ability to pay for that. That's why some of the smaller churches that have like 10, 15 kids that even come to Motion Night and stuff. We like to equip them with certain things, but yeah. So that's where the
'cause
questions come from.
They're really good. Like
Yeah.
the way they word
Yeah,
it
they
is
are.
really good. I was like, whoever coming out with these?
Yeah, sometimes I have to explain it because Kian's sister, I'm not gonna name her. I love her though. She asked like, what was the question again? Or she's like,
Oh, yeah.
she's like, can you
Oh, yeah.
explain that please?
That
and like,
happens in our
and
small
like
group, too.
sometimes I have to like answer, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. Like
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
that. I was like, okay.
Okay.
But
okay.
we don't have to like talk about it now, but one of the questions, like it got to us talking about like how to react to people who are like against your religion. Cause I I remember
Yeah, that wasn't even a question in the
I know,
questions.
but like we were talking, so like we got so deep into the question, and we started talking about like us in school and like spreading the faith in school, and I'm like, but it's so hard to talk to people who are like against your religion completely, and they find so many excuses and stuff. And I was sitting there and I was explaining it, and I was like, because I've seen so many like videos, and because I've gotten like my TikTok has turned into like kind of Christian like TikToks, like I get a lot of like Christian videos now, and like one of the TikToks I saw yesterday was like can somebody please explain like why you don't believe in God? And somebody called like Christianity a fandom, or like somebody saying that like we don't have any answers for like half the stuff in our world that we cover.
Hey, we might not have the answers, but we will have a response. Hey, I learned that from Pastor Chad.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
But like we don't know how to answer some of the stuff that happens in the world, so we just cover it up by saying that there's a God to believe in, and like Pastor Rick had said, sometimes you have to respond, and I was like, because it took so much in me like not to respond and stuff. Like it like made me angry, but also like it made me sad, and it's like this is really what like people who don't believe in God, this is what they think. And I was just like, I was appalled. I was like, oh my gosh, because I read like so many comments, and they were either it was people talking about like why they do believe in God, or it was people talking about like why they don't, and there was more why they don't than there were why they do. And I was just reading the comments, and I was like so like
Do you have something to say to that?
Yeah, so we actually talked about that, and what I told the boys, or the guys, not boys, the men in my group, I said a lot of the time in those instances, whenever you're in a school and trying to share God, we end up trying to play God and trying to change people's minds. And it's like, what if we just loved? What if,
I was just
like what if we, and Kian, you were there. We talked about that.
I think I actually brought up the question.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's, I think, yes. But I was like, so many times Christians try to be God.
Yeah.
And that's how we're taught. Like, let's go and try and change minds and, win people for Christ. And that's good and all. But it's like, man, what if the biggest way we can show who God is just by the way we carry ourselves, the way we talk, the way we interact with others, the way we interact with non-believers. And I told him a lot of the times when I'm like going to like a Wendy's or something, I'll pay for the person behind me. And I tell the cashier, just let the person know that they're loved. I don't even bring God into it, because in the end, God is going to work on somebody's heart. So one of the things that Pastor Brad really, brings us to here at Transformation Church is like, I'm not here to change your mind. I'm just going to point you to Jesus. And like, I think that's where a lot of Christians almost fault in so many different areas, whether it's with addiction, struggles, and even stepping into like different lifestyles and identities. And it's like we try and change their mind, and we try to pull people into this mindset where it's like, what if we just point them to Jesus? What if we just point them to Jesus, and we just live like Jesus and love them and care for them? And it's like, why are you doing that? And it's like, well, let me tell you about the love that I felt that pulled me in. And it's like, what if we did that instead of trying to beat people in the head with a Bible, or try and like walk up and be like, do you know God, or do you love, or I'm not saying that that's bad, but what I am saying is, let's not try and play God, and let God be God, and let's just be the people that God uses in ways that non-believers never thought that a Christian would come about. So we actually talked about that in my small group too, because like we're all in school, so when we get into the environment of school, we all change our ways. It was like, does your life reflect more heavenly or earthly? And a lot of people were scared of like going back to school and like sharing it, but I would just say your actions speak louder than words. People look at your actions more. So I just tell people to love, even if that other person is giving you hate. Imagine if you just showed them love back. They'd be like, well, hold on. That's not the response I was thinking. You're different. What is it that you have that I don't? So I just think love like Jesus for real. That's really, that's good.
Really. Somebody like, I don't know where I was. I forgot. Oh no, it was at Motion. Somebody had asked me, they're like, how do you have so much energy and stuff? Because like, I remember the day where we were like, we were all in that circle. I was in the middle. I was like, get it. Somebody like came up to me. They were like, how do you have so much energy? Like, it was so early in the morning and like everybody was tired. Like, how do you have so much energy? I was like, girl, like I felt like Jesus was in my heart, and like I said, this is like probably one of the only times I'm gonna be able to see most of these people. So like, why not make it like show them like the love that God has like shown me, also the personality that he gave me, and like, you know, show it to other people, because like there's like being quiet and like reserved, it's not bad, but like nobody's gonna like
know the real you.
know like the real you until like, you know, you get close to them. But I only have 3 days to get close to those people on Motion. So like I'm crazy. I'm crazy and loud like the whole time that we're there. And like she was like, well, like that's like really good. Like this is my first time in Emotion. Like it's really good to hear that from somebody. I was like, yeah, of course. Like this is my personality like all the time too. So like if you ever had like my Instagram or anything, or like wanted to talk, like we could, like you would see that like this is literally me like 24/7.
Oh, you trying to get that Instagram follow, huh?
Okay, I'm not
trying to get that plug.
chasing.
And on where's Jesus?
He's
At the right hand of the Father.
Yeah.
right hand.
Yeah, right hand of the Father.
Like I know. I said like this is your heart, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy Spirit is in our
So for
hearts.
personality,
Just
I have something
so
to say
y'all
about
know.
both of you guys. Like when people talk to me about y'all's personality, my grandma, the first time she ever came here, she was actually talking about you. She was like, I love his personality. Like I could see why the kids love him so much. Like he's just such a great guy. He's super
And you
happy.
call her grandma?
Well, I call her Nana because grandma's old. So
No,
like,
shout out Nana.
Yeah,
we love you, Nana.
It was actually at
you.
the Easter
Okay.
thing that we did.
Have I met Nana?
No.
I would love to meet Nana.
Okay, because she comes all the time and she just loves, like every time she like sees you, she just loves
that
you
means
so much.
so much.
Yeah, she's
Dang.
just like, oh my gosh, I see why you guys love him. Like he's like so happy all the time, and like
That's it.
yeah, and like she was just going on and on and on. And I was like, hey Nana, dang.
All right, Nana, I see you. Love
And
you,
then
Nana.
Avy, I don't know, but when we went to Motion, I was talking. We were actually in a meeting, on our greeters team meeting. And it was the week we came back from Motion, and everybody, and actually Orlando and I were able to explain what happened at Motion with the youth. And I told your mom that she should be so proud of you, because even when I was drained, I was tired, I was exhausted, Avy was still happy. Like she was still
come
breathing
on. That's
energy,
good.
and she gave us energy when we didn't have energy.
That's
so I just
good.
want to say that y'all's personality, it
appreciate
is making an
that.
impact on people. So
On the second day, I was like not in the mood for it. Like for a second, I was like, oh my gosh, like I just want to sleep. Like I kind of like, I'm so tired right now. And then I was like, okay. And I literally told myself, I was like, okay, better mood, Aviana, better mood, better
because
mood, better mood.
reframe, it's not about you. It's about we're part of something greater than us.
Oh,
It's
come
not about
on.
you.
Which then transitions into what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about today, which it really
Yes.
doesn't, but I'm going to transition it anyways.
Okay.
So the topic that we're going to talk about today is church me versus world
I'm
me.
excited.
Church
Yes,
me
me
versus
too.
I'm
world
gonna
me.
start exposing myself for real.
Yeah, come on. Which I think, we like to say that church me and world me is the same. But a lot of us know that it's probably not, especially teenagers, where it's like school me versus Sunday me or Wednesday night me.
Yeah.
Probably different for most teenagers. Now, if that's not for y'all or whatever, that's great. I would say none of us are perfect, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah. What's that from like y'all's perspective? Seeing other students that are at youth group or on church on Sunday, and then maybe even seeing like students at school and say, "Oh, I'm a Christian," because I'm from Pennsylvania, and we never, like, you can't even go into schools really that much up north with Christian clubs and stuff. That's not welcome. So you don't just go around saying you're a Christian, or at least when I was in school. I didn't pretend like I was a Christian because at church, because I didn't even want to be there. I hated every part of it whenever I was y'all's age. So what is it like whenever you see in the South, in the Bible Belt, churches everywhere, I'm a Christian, and then you go into school and you see the same kids that are saying I'm a Christian, and I'm not
so
like calling
good.
kids out, and like we're all we all fall short of the glory of God,
for
right?
sure.
Romans 3,
Yeah.
we all have sinned and fall short of the glory.
Yeah.
We understand that. We're putting that on the table. But I think if we say we're Christian or Christians, there's like accountability where it's like, okay, let's be unfiltered about it. Let's call it out as it is, and let's see where we can go or where we can take it. And so that's why we do this, because I want to hear it from even y'all's perspective. Even at Chick-fil-A, you probably have, or wherever you're at, you probably see students. And when I say they, and I'm pointing to Kian in the back, So yeah, what from y'all's perspective in schools today in the Bible Belt? I'm a Christian. At Sunday youth night, school different, sports teams different. So there it
You wanna
is.
go first?
So
I can. More recently, my church me has been the same as school me.
that's good.
And because I realized that so many people are kind of looking at you like you said, actions speak louder than words. The way I act is gonna speak way louder than me just saying oh yeah, I'm a Christian, I go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. Me actually showing that and that I am a child of God is gonna have way more of a better impression than me just saying that I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Because I've been to school with so many people who say that they're Christian, they're yeah, I just got baptized, so I'm all clean now, I'm saved and everything. And I'm I was okay. I was and I didn't want to be well, that doesn't make you saved, right? I didn't want to sound rude and do that, but
Hey, at least you know that. Hey, at least
yeah.
that's going through your mind. That's good
Yeah.
theology. Understanding that, because some people think water baptism, it makes you saved. And it's no, that's just, that is after you have been saved. And it's just publicly declaring that you are.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
Because the same, he said that, and I was I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that happened in your life. And then I go see his Snapchat story, and it's him over here vaping with his friends,
Man.
talking saying inappropriate stuff, and just and then not acting how he how a child of God would,
Yeah.
And I saw him he was cursing somebody out, and I said I thought you said you're not gonna do any of that stuff anymore, you're saved, right? And he was yeah, but I can just pray about it, and God will forgive me. And I was
that.
and I was no, that's not just because you do it and you do it and then you pray and ask God for forgiveness, that doesn't make it any better, because if you just keep doing it, then there's not going to be any
not true
change.
repentance.
Yeah, and it's not.
Which was a mindset in the Bible, and Paul talked about in Romans, where people actually was oh, if I sin more, then that means I get more of God's grace. So it's I'm going to sin more so I can. That literally Paul brings it out. I think it's Romans 6. But yeah, no, and that's good. And I before we go any further, I just want to lay it out there for anybody that's watching. We're not saying that we're any better than anybody else.
Absolutely
We're not saying that we don't fall short. We're not saying, we are just talking about the real things that we see every day in our schools. Because this is it. I mean, we all sin, we all fall short, but we are bringing up, some real things that y'all are walking through. So I just want to lay that. It's not like we're making us feel better and putting people down, but we're just talking about what is going on in your schools and stuff like that. So I just want to lay that in case anybody's well, you're judging them. And I was just no, we're not judging that. We're just saying what we see, what y'all see, and and there is an accountability. Who's to say that we don't know if they're saved, or we don't know what they've been through and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we can say what we see and what, looking at through a lens, knowing that we do sin as well, and we do fall short every time. But go ahead. I just want to lay that out there.
And after he did that and stuff, I was kind of just, I was I'm not trying to be rude or anything. It's just I'm trying to hold you accountable for what you said. Those are the words that came out of your mouth. You said that, you've been saved since you got baptized and everything. And so I'm just repeating what you said. And he was well, if I just pray about it, God's gonna forgive me. And I was that's not, that doesn't make a difference really. Because if you just continue to think that sinning and then asking God for forgiveness, that's any better. You're not changing at all. Like, people aren't gonna see you as a Christian because you're acting this way and not how, like, you know, like a child of God would act. You're not like representing yourself well.
Yeah, that's good.
And then in school, like, I've never been like a bad kid. I seriously haven't. And I've always, like, I've been friends with everybody. Like, I'm not like want to like seclude myself from people or like call people weird. Like, cause sometimes the people who who people call weird, like, they're the sweetest kids ever. Like, and like I care for those people because, like, sometimes they feel horrible because everybody is calling them this, that. And there was a kid at my school who he has autism, and he really, really struggles with it.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody at our school used to make fun of him because he used to have like outbursts. And like, one of my close friends, like, he's really close with him, but like one day everybody was talking about him, like, while they were in class and he was there. And I was like, I kept saying, I was like, that's disrespectful, that's rude, like, you know that he cannot help that. And so I literally took him out of the class, and I was like, I just want you to know, I was like, first of all, like, you can go to guidance. Like, I will walk you to guidance. I just want you to know that, like, what everybody is saying in there, like, do not pay attention to it. Like, they think it makes them cool to say stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Like, they think that.
Trust me, I was one of those.
Yeah.
It was so wrong. Yeah. It's so wrong.
And I've like never really been one to talk about people because, like, I'm like, okay, like, what if that was me?
Yeah.
And like, I was like, I don't want anybody to be talking about me like that. So whenever like people were doing that, I felt like so hard for him, and I'm like, please don't let this get to you. Like, it hurt my heart so bad. And then that's been an occurrence like more than once for me because someone at our church that, like, I'm close with, he puts on a mask for it, and he acts like everything's fine and and stuff. But he told me, like, he opened up to me one day, he was like, yeah, like, I just do it because, like, I don't want this to like mask who I actually am. Like, I don't want this to define me. And I'm like, I understand that, but, like, doing this stuff, it doesn't make you cool. Like, you're endangering yourself. Like, you don't need to do any of this. And my dad, he used to, like, talk to him every single Sunday, like, being his mentor. And he's been doing a lot better now. Like, I want to give hints to y'all, like, who it is, but, like, I don't want to say his name.
You don't need to say that. So.
But yeah, because
cool.
in school, you really never know what somebody's going through because there's like 1,000 people at my school, and out of that, like 1,000, there could be one that is depressed and going through something right now, and talking about them is not gonna it's not gonna make it any better. Because I was in that position whenever I was in 7th grade. I was depressed, like, I was having like really bad thoughts. I was in a really bad place, and like I stopped eating because like I was in that position of people who were getting talked about being called weird by the people who like I thought were my friends. Yeah. Because I was like a part of like the popular group, I guess, because I used to sit with them at lunch. I was friends with all of them, but like I would always still talk to like the people who like they didn't talk to because like I love everybody, and nobody knew the place that I was in because I put on a mask. Like, I acted like I was so happy and everything. And one day I called my friend, and like I was boohoo crying. I was like, oh my gosh, like I just, like I can't hold it in anymore. And I was talking about it, and she was like, do you need me to call somebody? I don't want to get emotional. She's like, do you want me to call somebody or like tell my mom? And I was like, no, like I'm okay. And it was more recently that like I got out of that position, and it was like a really hard time in my life.
Wow.
Give me a second.
No, hey, we here. This is
it's
unfiltered.
okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
for your vulnerability.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
you don't know how many people you're impacting right now
Yeah,
that are
for
watching
real.
this,
For
that
real.
you're helping, that are going through the same
Yeah.
thing, that have gone through that, to know
Yeah.
that you are sitting here and being vulnerable and being a voice for the unspoken, for the unheard. So I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And like she's like my best friend and I love her, but like I don't really want to go to her about like this kind of stuff because like I don't want her to feel like I'm like being a burden on her.
Yeah.
So like I hate going to people about stuff like that. So
Got paper towels back there, Kean? Yeah, got some paper. We got some paper
Yeah.
towels for you, baby. Hey, we got you. We got you. Well, yeah, no, thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable. And seriously, that's
my skirt.
wow.
It's okay.
every time
Yeah.
every time I cry on a Sunday, I'm like, dang it. Yeah, it was like very recently that I got out of this position in my life. Like I had a whole mental breakdown to my mom. That's whenever I started going to therapy. And everything is like, it's been like smooth going since then. But there are times in my life where like I think back to like the position that I was in, and I was like what if I just wasn't like here anymore?
Wow.
And like I was like, what if God didn't impact my life the time that He did? Like there is a very like high possibility that like I would not be here right now. And but one thing that like really held me back whenever I was in that bad time was like my parents would be devastated. The people that I loved, like they would probably also be devastated. And like I don't want to do that to them.
Wow.
Like I was like I really don't want to do that to them. And like I see a future for myself. So like I don't want to, like follow through with any of that bad stuff. And I was like, so I'm just gonna like put myself in like a better position.
Wow, come on.
And so like that's whenever I started like getting more into church. It was a good idea to start to become like a student leader.
Yeah.
And now
Come
I'm
on,
here
come
on the
on.
podcast.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. Well,
So-
come on. That's awesome.
So the question was what? Again?
So church me versus school me, or
Okay, yeah.
church Christian, student Christian,
Okay.
or whatever. Yeah.
So this actually came up in our small group last night. A girl was like, I've changed. But the people that I'm around that call themselves Christians, I notice that they're not living to what they say they are. And I want to correct them, but I feel like since my past is my past, I feel like I can't correct them.
Yeah.
So she was like just saying like, she was telling us how she felt, basically saying that I don't want to I don't want them to feel like I'm better than them. I want them to be
Yeah.
better. I want to
Yeah.
hold them accountable. Like they're Christians, so I feel like just going on.
Yeah.
And Leah turned to her and said, "Tell them exactly what you just told me. That you are there for them and that you see better for them and that you're not trying to judge them or whatever because, we fall short every day.
Yeah.
But just like be vulnerable with them and let them know that you're a true friend." So
Leah's the
I
goat.
think-
I just gotta
I
put that
think-
out. Leah's the goat. That's Leah. I said
love
that's my
her.
wife, just so y'all know. So I'm not
real.
saying some
For
other
real.
female
It was so good.
but
Yeah.
I love
I was
Leah.
sitting there like
Yeah.
trying to think of a solution. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. But then Leah said, "Tell them exactly what you just said to me." So
that's good.
I was like, yes, like that was so good. Like it's not complicated. Just literally sit there. You don't have to sit there and try to be wise all the time. Just be vulnerable.
Just be vulnerable
Yeah.
and real.
So that was for the church part. But
Yeah.
when I go back into school, God changed my life. I'm telling
Hey,
you, He
come on,
changed
somebody.
my life
Hey,
through the
yes.
summer.
come on.
Like, oh my,
Hallelujah.
He
Let's go.
changed it. So like, as I'm going back into school, I was nervous because I was like, I know I'm gonna fall short, and people are gonna have stuff to say because I'm a Christian, and I'm gonna fail. And like when I went
Absolutely.
back, I was like, this is kind of harder than I thought it was gonna be. Like
Yeah.
I'm failing, like, and it's kind of hard, but at the same time, I have people that and I appreciate these people. They understand my boundaries, and they won't, like, some people won't talk a certain way around me because they just know my boundaries. So I appreciate those people so
That's
much.
cool.
Yeah,
And
that's
my next goal is to make it where everybody can experience the love of Jesus, because it would be selfish of me to keep that keep that to myself, because
Yeah.
when I want to share the gospel with people and share them like Jesus stuff, I'm like, you gotta listen to what he did to me. Like you gotta listen to it. Like you
Wow.
got to listen. Like this is so good. Like
That's
you
good.
literally can't. Like I gotta tell you. So like also in my actions and like my words and stuff, like I'll sit there and just pray, but I'm in silence at like table and stuff. And they're like, what did you just do? I was like, I was praying.
Yeah.
Hey,
Whoa, I
They
never
said,
seen
"What?"
people like, what? You're praying at school? I was like, yes, all the time. But I have to tell you, I was thinking about this moment in Reframe, and I knew I had to talk about it on the podcast because every time I think about it, it literally had everybody. It's when we were doing the panel.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'll start crying
And
again.
this,
Oh, I
this
know what you're talking about.
literally grew my love for Jesus even more.
come on.
He said, it just makes me emotional every time I think about it. Not only will you be able to touch the garment of his clothes, but you'll be able to touch the beard on his face. Like that.
Who said that? Was it Pastor Brad or was it Arnie or Tony?
It was Arnie because
Arnie,
Pastor Brad was
yeah.
like, I was not okay after that.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah. Pastor
And I was
Arnie.
like, I
Pastor
wasn't
Arnie.
okay either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's just like so powerful. Like
Wow.
a God that I don't even feel worthy to sit at his feet.
Yeah.
But the fact that he loves us so much and calls us his kid, that he would let us touch his face, the beard on his face, like we're not even worthy. Like we fail him every day. And like,
That's
I don't
good.
care what anybody says. That is my father. That
Yeah,
is my
oh,
father. The way
absolutely.
like I look at it more as like I don't want to disappoint my father. Like I have so much respect for him.
Yeah.
Like I would
You have
wouldn't.
the fear of God.
Yes,
Yes,
for real. So it's like
Reverence, yeah.
Exactly.
it's like I would
Come
never
on.
want to disrespect, and just the fact that like we fail him every day, but he still he
come
gives
on.
us new, like it's like a restart every morning. And I
Yeah.
like that's like parents now, humans now don't even do that. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you keep failing me every day, like come on, bro. Like they get upset, but like oh, it's just so beautiful. Like you could touch his face.
Come on.
That's literally so beautiful. And then when they started singing, they said, I don't
Yes.
want to drink from the hands of this world anymore. I want to drink from your hands.
Yeah.
I was gone. I was sitting there, tears.
Yes, because like,
it's just like, I just,
you'll
I
like
just-
go hold your
I was
eyes
like,
so you
this.
don't
I was looking
cry.
up, I was like,
And then like I actually saw you crying. I was
like,
like,
'cause it's just like-
Alexandria.
like, oh my, like, just to drink from his hands. Like, he's so holy. He just,
Yeah.
like, I don't even, this is so, I don't think you guys understand. Like,
Yeah.
his hands, y'all. This
Yeah.
same hand, like, his
Yeah.
hands, like, drinking from his hands. Like, I wouldn't even, like, drink from the same cup as him. He's just so holy. Like, I would feel like,
Yeah,
no.
I would.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I was
no,
like,
that
you
is
don't
your
want to do
cup.
that.
Which
Yeah.
like on that and kind of like tying it back into the school thing where and then honestly talking about your like kind of going through depression and stuff like that. I was listening to the podcast today where they were talking about that and like going through depression and suicidal thoughts and it's like and people in school that don't believe in God or whatever, they don't understand the goodness and like you were talking about, it's like when you're going through depression and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, you don't have anything to rely on. Like,
Yeah.
like you don't get a fresh of breath air
Yeah.
from the King of Kings. And like, what do you rely on? What do you step into when you don't have the love of God, when you don't have that peace, that person that you can go to at any time of day? And so that was just when people don't, so like, I'm kind of where I wasn't. I was nowhere near to what y'all are. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. I was doing drugs 8th grade summers when I started, and then like going to parties, doing all that stuff. And so y'all are doing. I'm so proud of y'all, and like God is just working in y'all. But from even like it reminds me of Billy. Billy's one of our leaders, and like
his
to
testimony
see.
is so beautiful.
Like-
See where God brought him and brought me. It's like people like say that I'm a Jesus or like you're always talking about leadership and like God and all this stuff. And it's like I don't think y'all understand
Yeah.
who I was
Yeah.
to where I am now. And that's all because of God. And like I'm just so flabbergasted
Yeah.
by where I was to where I am now. And for someone to go to church and sing the songs and worship and hear the preaching, go to a conference or go to youth group and then step out of that, which I understand because I was that at some point to where it's like, I can't believe I was still in the mindset where I would go to that and then still go and get absolutely wasted or go to a party and, do all that stuff. And then, but like we see that, especially in the Bible Belt, and we see that and it's like, man, when God really starts to transform our hearts and we step into a place where it's like, oh my goodness, like you have that fear of God,
Literally,
you
like,
have
it's
the
like-
reverence, you have the beauty and the majesty of who God is. And it's hard because I know some of the students that go to youth group probably go and do that stuff. And it's hard because I want that for them, but then it's like we can't play God. We can't play God.
Yeah.
We can't play God. And that's the thing that I would say that like a lot of Christians struggle with, even adults and even y'all maybe in school. It's like we want them so bad to see the goodness and glory of Jesus in school. And like we see how they act and it's like, y'all, man, it hurts your heart.
No,
Like,
it literally
it
does.
hurts,
Yeah, it hurts, yeah.
and oh my, it's wild. So
Yeah, like, okay, I had no idea about this song until like they started singing at church, but Goodbye Yesterday, that song, it's like a breath of fresh air every time I hear it. I can
listen
never
to it
get
every day
sick of-
before I start
Come
my
on.
day.
Yeah, I listen to Monday Morning Faith and Goodbye Yesterday because like the words in that song can literally be so like breathtaking for so many people, because saying like I'm dancing
So on the grave that I once lived in,
like,
yes, I literally was thinking that.
I was
Yo.
like
You're
one day I was-
dancing
yeah.
on the grave you once lived in.
That's because like whenever you were saying that like I used to do this, like now I'm here and Billy like I
Oh,
You're
yeah.
literally dancing
Bro.
on
like,
the grave you once.
Billy,
Like you're not walking on it. You're not
Yeah.
running on it. You're dancing
Yeah.
on it. Like
Yeah, but like the first time that I cried out emotion, I was crying because of how far Billy has come.
Yes.
And
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
remember you
like,
saying
I was
that.
literally like, I started crying just because like I was thinking about how far he's come. But like, I'm dancing on the grave that I once lived in, like, cause some people like we dig ourselves a grave that we just sit in and we don't do anything.
But now
We
you're
just, like,
dancing on it.
Yeah,
like,
we sit here. We don't go and we don't grow like larger in our faith. We don't go and we don't like socialize with people. We get in trouble. We vape. We do drugs. We drink underage. We do inappropriate stuff like while we're not like. And like not even showing respect for Jesus, like you just keep digging,
Yeah,
and digging,
yeah.
and digging, and digging, like, and that's further than 6 feet. But like some people they like they get further than 6 feet to the point where like it's so hard to come
Yeah.
out. But like you can go from that to the point where you're literally dancing on the grave that you were living in,
Like,
not
it
even
literally
a
blows
year
my mind.
before, like, and then like it's just literally crazy. And then in Monday Morning Faith. We should do
you
a
know which
music
one we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever Ali sang it, y'all, that was so good.
Yeah.
But whenever it says, hell's not scared of a Sunday
Sunday
faith
faith.
if it only
Yeah.
leads to an empty praise.
Yes.
Like,
So good.
oh my gosh.
good.
Come on.
Like
So
whenever I
good.
first heard that, like,
Chills.
I got
Say that
chills.
again. Say
I
that
got
again.
hell's not scared of a Sunday faith if it only leads to an
Empty
empty praise.
praise.
And it says,
So
what really
Write
makes
that down,
darkness
y'all.
run.
Write that down.
And then it says, what really makes darkness run is when the saints arise and praise and quiet. That's whenever you're in your room, you play your worship music,
good.
you're raising your hands while you're getting dressed.
Yes. Yeah,
That's
come
what
Yeah.
that's what praising and quiet means. And like that's what hell is scared of, because
Yes.
Sunday going to
You're
to church
around
on
people.
Sunday,
You're around people. You're
he
around it.
he knows that you're gonna go, like most people are gonna go to church on Sunday, but what he
then-
doesn't know is that
Monday morning
yeah,
faith.
Monday Morning Faith.
Hey.
Those the mornings in the week, during the day, whenever you're singing, that makes him shake in his boots. Like, dang, like there goes
Dang,
like
like,
hell
lost
lost another one because I am free.
Hey,
Like,
come on.
that's literally
That's
When
awesome.
I first heard that song, I was standing by your mother, because that's when we started going to
Yeah.
church. I started going to church.
Well,
I was
I
like,
thank God.
yes, it's like
Yeah, yeah.
hell lost another one. I am free. Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is so powerful. Like
Yeah.
some of the
That's how
songs.
you
It's like,
theme
get up,
song.
get up, get up.
Hey,
Get up out of that. Yo, I love. Especially when we were baptizing people after emotion. That was wild. That was
Yeah.
wild. All right,
Literally.
Kian. So how about you? Sorry, I kind of made a quick cut. Kian, how does it? How does that equate? Especially working at Chick-fil-A, where it's like that's the Lord's chicken, like, or that's the Lord's chicken, and not to stereotype Chick-fil-A, but a lot of homeschool kids tend to work at.
did
That's
not
like
even
that's
know
like the
that.
memes. That's the memes on like Christian meme pages. I send them to Kian all the time. I send them. There's this dude that does Christian memes and he does
Wait,
like
can you
homeschool
stand?
kids.
Can you stand in the frame? You want to stand in the frame?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
bro,
no,
if you want to
stay in
come
the
out here,
frame.
yeah, come out here, man.
And you even got your own mic. Yeah, you can use that one, or you can use it. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
You can use ours.
Yeah, whatever.
I remember
you
last
want.
time he said that we couldn't see him in the chair.
No, that I look so short. I don't know why.
Squatting down right by you.
You have a chair, man. Or if you want to.
Okay, hold on, I'm gonna
maybe
move
we
the
need we need to start bringing a extra chair.
Yeah, extra
so
chair
when
just
Kian
for
comes out.
Kian.
So
I
when,
look so short again. If you look on the video last
You can hear it.
Oh, really?
I'm like down
You can sit in my chair.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I can sit halfway, or if you want, yeah, halfway,
Y'all
we'll
share
share.
a seat.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, you can use that mic, so.
we'll just put in the middle.
So how does that feel, like working at Chick-fil-A, or like even like, you know, going to the gym and you know, maybe seeing some people that say they're a Christian in your lane, because not a lot of students have jobs, you know. So what does that look like for you?
I think it's very different than the normal teenager, because I don't go to school because I'm homeschooled, and then I do go to Chick-fil-A. And like even at Chick-fil-A, like there are some powerful Christians there.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
gonna lie.
so good.
Yeah, that's
And,
so good to hear.
Like literally, we used to have this coworker, and I saw him one day just out in the lobby when he was off of work, and he was praying over this
That is
this
so-
guy in the
oh my
lobby.
gosh, that's
and
so
that was
good.
that,
That is
that's something
so
that hit
good.
because it was like 2:30. I just got off of work. I was like, it was a rough day.
Yeah.
And I walked into the lobby and I saw him praying over him, man. I
That
was
is
like,
so
wow.
good.
It was crazy.
You know what's wild?
That
It's
is-
like hearing that, because I have a friend that worked at Chick-fil-A, and all I heard was stories like people stealing chicken and people cussing and people like just like going back and smoking cigarettes in the
Yeah.
back at Chick-fil-A.
Please.
Like that is the exact opposite of what I've heard
That
from
is
like a
so
friend
good.
that I know. That's crazy.
I mean, Chick-fil-A can be pretty crazy. Sometimes. It can be pretty crazy.
I guess I'll see you next year.
What's the craziest you think? What's the craziest thing you've seen at Chick-fil-A?
I mean, you came through yesterday.
Come on, Kim. Let him get all key.
Yeah, and you took a video of him. He took a video of you.
I mean, there were a few. One of the craziest things I think was someone came through. This is actually pretty recent. Someone came through. I was outside taking orders, and halfway through the order, they reached into the back seat and grabbed something. And I was like, okay, whatever. This happens a lot. Probably reaching for their wallet. They pulled up, and then they on their lap, they started like rolling up a joint. I was like, that's crazy. Mid like order
What?
taking. Yeah. I was like, okay, it's a time to do it, I guess.
What?
I was gonna say
I thought you were gonna say
Hold
whenever like a random car pulled up,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Hey, Kian," with my friend. Like you didn't even know.
I didn't
like,
know.
Yeah, you didn't know that it was me, and I said, "I thought you were gonna say that." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, like I guess Avion was in the back of a car, and I didn't know who was talking to me." Like I was hoping it would be something more like that.
Dang,
That's
bro. So
definitely-
you had someone roll a joint
I'm just
right in front of you.
You can cut this out, but I have to say it.
No,
Like,
don't cut it out. Hey,
once
we
you-
here.
When you smoke it, you're gonna be hungry. So they were
That's
at
true.
AAA.
Hey,
they were
that's
at
true.
AAA, so they were.
Hey, you're right. You're right. That's true. I mean, you ain't lying. You ain't lying.
So they
yeah.
they were getting there after meal.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, yeah. We don't condone that.
No,
but,
no,
absolutely
we don't.
not. Please,
Obviously,
guys, no.
obviously, that's the disclaimer. But you're right. You're
Well,
right.
hold on. We're talking a lot. We're talking
All right.
about a lot of stuff.
Thank you, Kian. Thank you,
that-
Kian.
My pleasure.
Oh, my pleasure. Oh, and said he saw you at Chick-fil-A and waved at you, and you never waved back.
When?
Yeah, like a couple months ago in the summer. Yeah, y'all don't know. Oh, I bleep bleep the name. Yeah, sorry,
Well,
sorry.
okay, I just
yeah,
have to
what
say
are you
something real quick. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about stuff that
All right, we'll end after this. Just
Okay.
say, all right, yeah, this is
we've
it.
been talking about stuff that we shouldn't do, like smoking, vaping, all that. But we're also here to help. So
Yeah.
if y'all
Yeah.
have problems with that, like
Yeah,
can
if
come
you have
to
like
Nate.
addiction problems,
like it's okay. Just
Yeah.
we want to help you. We're not sitting here bashing people that do it. We
Yeah.
want to help you. So if that's
Absolutely.
a problem you have, let the leaders know they're here to
Yeah.
help you.
We're here
not-
for you.
Yeah, for real. Don't ever be scared to come to the leader. I've come
I
to the leaders a lot.
I tell all the students, like my guys, I'm like, if you've thought it, said it, done it, I've probably thought worse, said worse, done worse, is what I say to the guys. That's where I came from, especially in, yeah, it's wild. But yeah, we won't, that's a story for another day. But today was good.
It was
really,
awesome.
really
That
good,
was,
yeah.
I don't know, how long we've been rolling?
About like 50 minutes.
50
50.
minutes. That felt like 2 seconds.
No, for real. We just get to talk.
I know. I know. Yo,
Testimony was told.
Yeah.
yo, come on. God is as long as God is glorified every episode, that is all that. And I don't mean that as like some like, you know, oh God is, but like I literally, that's something that Pastor Brad has instilled in me that I want to even instill in y'all. Like no matter the mic that we pick up, no matter the podcast that we do, no matter whatever, everything we do is to glorify God.
Yeah.
Our life is to glorify God. So if you're still watching, if you're still watching us right now, thank you. First of all, thank you for listening to this nonsense, but unfiltered talk. If you want to follow us on Instagram at Transformation Students, yes, Kian confirmed that at Transformation Students.
Yes.
Give us a follow because we're gonna be posting some reels and you know good things happen at Transformation Students, and go follow at Transformation Pensacola because what we do can't happen without TC. We're not a house of brands, we're a branded house. So that's one thing that, you know, Pastor Brad continuously instills, and I think it's so powerful that we follow the mission.
Shout out to Pastor Brad.
Hey, Pastor Brad and Ashley. Honor Brad.
Pastor Justin, Pastor Rick,
and
Pastor Dan, the GOAT. The GOAT.
We love him. We love him so much.
Come on. You why'd you say sorry?
Because I was like, you said we're going to end after this, and then I went away saying,
no.
But for real, like, they do so much for us. We're just super thankful for you guys.
You probably wouldn't be doing this right now.
No, like, for real. Like, we love you guys so much.
We love you guys so much. But, well, we're grateful for you guys, and we're excited for next week for another podcast. We got another topic coming your way. So, I think that's it. All right.
Guys.
There you go. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
We out.
So good.